All right, so what I have already done for Buttons is wind-up doll costume, which her name will be Winnie the wind-up doll. I have decorated my corset with various grandfather clock pieces for the steampunk. And I took out a music box from my little jewelry box. You can tell where it was, because that's where the key was. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this grandfather clock pendulum piece that I drilled a hole through. And the hole is for the key to stick through. It actually fits the hole quite nicely. And all this is going to be on the opposite side of the corset. I already made an accommodating cutout for this. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to glue the flat part where it has no moving parts to this, to where the spinning side is facing where my body will be. Alright, so I'm going to glue that and I'll come right back. Okay, now you can see that I glued it around just the outer edge. I did not actually take it, put glue on one side and stick it, because this way I can adjust it as I need. You know, just pull it up because it's hot glue. Once it dries, then you can peel up an edge and just basically peel off the whole thing. But once it's set and you don't, you know, scratch off the edge, then it stays in place pretty well. As you can see, I centered it as well as possible. And now I'm going to test it to see if it disrupts any of the moving parts before I go any further. So I'll go ahead and wind it up. Everything seems to be fine. So I'll go ahead and take the key off by just unscrewing it. Hard to do it one-handed. Alright, so now this is ready to be glued. This gold side face down into the corset. Mainly I'm using this metal piece because the sound reverberates off of the metal and it sounds louder. Also, I'm going to be using a bowl, a very small bowl, about this size, to cover it. And that is actually the good enough size to hold it to where my body was not going to be disrupting any of the moving parts either. So it'll be glued in, and this will be in place, pushing against my body while I'm wearing the corset, but it's not going to be painful because it's a nice smooth piece of plastic. Right, so I'm going to glue this and then I'll be back. And here's how it looks completed. Just snap the bowl into place. It's not even glued down, it just snaps right in. That's pretty handy. And here's the front. So the key's removable, it's fully functional, doesn't disrupt while I'm moving, doesn't disrupt while I'm wearing it. Just have to glue this down a little bit better, maybe add some sparkles or something to the rest of the corset, but that's it. I love it, and I hope you do too. Bye.